Hello. So, a Zen master once wanted to explain to his disciples um, as to how to discover the true nature of oneself. So, what he did is he took five of his disciples and put them all into individual rooms and took away all sources of engagement and entertainment from them. So, there were no books, there was nothing to read or watch. There were no windows in that room, and he made sure that they couldn't interact with anyone. They would get their food, they would get whatever it was that they needed to basically survive, but they didn't get any interactions with any other living being, leave alone a human. Time went by, and one after the other, one young man after another started getting restless and eventually would request to be let out of the room because they didn't know what to do with their time alone. So the Zen master then got all the five disciples together and asked them about their experiences. And the disciples all came back saying, well, it was nice for a while, but after a while, we couldn't take it because we needed to engage with someone and needed to feel alive. The master smiled and looked at his disciples and said, if you are with yourself and you aren't comfortable, clearly you're in bad company. It sounds funny, but as much as we feel that we are probably the best people out there, the kind of people that we'd like to interact with, oftentimes we have sides, in fact more often than not, we have sides to us that are very contrary to what we perceive them to be. So at some level we are almost hypocrites. Again, saying that just to say that we are not necessarily how we perceive ourselves to be. So we have a face that we show ourselves, even the way we see ourselves, and then we have nada, which we have for the world, the way we interact with the world or engage with the world in. And if you want to analyze this, there are very simple methods. Think of a situation that you are in today, which you were on the other side of a while ago. For instance, you may be a mentor or a superior to someone at work, and there was a time when you were in your subordinate's position. You were probably learning and growing, and now you are in the exact opposite or contrasting position. Now, when you were the subordinate, when you were there in that growing phase or stage, there must have been experiences that you've had wherein you wondered as to why this person, your superior, was behaving in a certain way or saying certain things, doing certain things. There must have been things, very likely, that either troubled you or borderline frustrated you. Look for those things in this engagement now that you're on the other side. Are you doing things very differently? If you are, congratulations, you're doing a great job. But it's very likely that you'll find at least some of those things that you detested or, were troubled with in your then superior. The thing is, it's not so much that we do any of this deliberately, but it's just that we have two sides to us. That's something that is just natural. And the best of us, the wise men, the greats, where they differ with the rest of us, is that these two personalities or these two entities that they have inside of themselves come very close to each other and they merge into one. So they no longer have two perceptions of themselves even. And whilst it's not as hard to see, it's probably very challenging to achieve this, because we've got to be able to think of these two different perspectives at the same time. But then I guess once it starts becoming part of your perceived zone, it should get more and more fun to work with at the least. Think about this and tell me if you're ever allowed to stay in a single room by yourself. Even better, with a copy of yourself. If you happen to, with the amazing advance in technology, maybe we'll have clones of ourselves. Would you be happy to be in a room with an exact copy, a clone of yourself? Would that be a dream situation? It should be, if you are who you think you are. And if your answer to that is yes, you have arrived. If it isn't yes, that's fine. At least you know that there's things to be worked on. Right, that was that then. I hope this triggered some interesting thoughts and maybe something to observe in ourselves as we progress through our days, and maybe learn a few things about ourselves. Thank you for listening in. Like always, I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a good one, folks.